Guys, I haven't been looking forward to this for a long time. I know we've been off a little bit. It's a Spartan and a Wolverine show. Listen, I haven't been looking forward to this. I was hoping we could come back for the mid year recap, and would be both teams would be undefeated going into this game. We had have something to talk about. Uh yeah, Michigan has something to talk about. We don't, but hey,
Definitely, yeah, different tale than what we thought we'd be seeing. Uh, yeah, Michigan's played well. I definitely thought Michigan State would have been up there more.
yeah, you did, I didn't. But hey, here's the thing. Listen. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna give you guys a lot of credit. You know, you've looked outside the high school teams the first three weeks of the season. You have looked not, but you have looked good. I still. I think last time around you're talking about your test game against Iowa. I'm not going to give you that. Here's the thing. I don't even think I would love to say this will be a test game. It won't be, but you have to win this game. You have to win. You have to win this game, and you know that. But and listen, it's all going to come down to the Ohio State game. We both know that, and I'm not. And that's it is. It's going. I'm still not. To be honest, I'm not. I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm not sold on JJ McCarthy yet. I know you are. I'm not.
How can you not be sold
I'm
on
not.
him?
I'm not. I'm not.
The the man is throwing over 75, completing over 75% of his passes. Here's the biggest thing with JJ McCarthy, though. He's making good decisions. Yeah, he's not CJ Stroud. He's not Bryce Young. He's not lighting it up like that, but he's making good decisions.
Wait. So now the whole thing. Oh, no. It was the Wonder Kid, and now no the Wonder Kid who was supposed to.
But
What
think
was
about it.
supposed?
No
No.
quarterback shines in Harbaugh's offense in terms of
But now he's making.
throwing shitload of yards. That just doesn't happen.
Now he's making good decisions. That was Cade McDowell, the guy that won the guy he got to the playoffs last year. He was making good decisions. Oh,
No,
that's
no.
no.
Cade McNamara is lucky. Last year he was lucky, and a lot of he he cannot get out of trouble. I mean, that was evident. When Cade McNamara is in the pocket, he cannot get himself out. So that hurt him. I mean, McCarthy's already better in that regard. He's a more accurate passer. I mean, McNamara had every opportunity to prove himself this year, and every time he's been on the field, he's been hot garbage.
Uh,
He's not. Last year's team
hey, okay.
was
Hey,
the defense.
huh? Is it this year's? But can't you say the same about this year's team?
There are a lot of role players that are stepping up, and yes, they are having a great defense. They're having a good defensive year, but we have we have a lot of wide receiver depth that isn't even fully getting utilized yet. They haven't really unleashed the ball through the air. We had the
Well,
300-yard game,
there might
but
be a
that
reason for that.
McCarthy, if they let McCarthy loose, he could absolutely unleash it. But that's not how Michigan plays ball. They run the ball through Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. That is how their offense goes. McCarthy,
Again, it might be see again. It might be a reason for that. Again, it's like I'm hearing like
it's not because McCarthy
I
can't play. McCarthy can absolutely
I
play.
hear it's like the Bears thing. Oh, let Justin Fields loose. Let him throw the ball. There's a reason they don't let him throw the ball.
There's no reason McCarthy can't throw the ball. The problem is, and it's the same reason I've had problems with Harbaugh in the past. Harbaugh wants to win the old school Michigan way, which is the old Bo way, and that's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I hate that way. Yes, it's working right now. Great. we are fortunate to have Blake Corum. We're fortunate to have Donovan Edwards. We're fortunate to have C.J. Stokes. I hate that 3 yards in a cloud of dust mentality, especially when you have someone like J.J. McCarthy who can absolutely sling it. You can't tell me that you throw McCarthy into a more of a air raid offense. He has all the tools to do it. But Harbaugh is so stubborn that he would not he wouldn't unleash any quarterback.
Mate, listen. Okay, mate, I
He's a
don't,
stubborn ass.
mate, I don't. I agree. I'm not a Harbaugh fan. You know that also. And to be honest, I'm not 100% McCarthy fan. But hey, I would like to get 3 yards. I'd like to
Well,
get. I'd like to get 3 yards on a cloud of dust. I'd like to get
Michigan
3 yards.
State is. I'm not. It's tough for me to sit here and kick you when you're down, but I'm going to do it.
Well, you might
Michigan
do.
State has been awful.
And I,
What happened? What? I mean, where is?
no, okay. No, go ahead. You say your
So
thing.
my first question is is in your opinion, is Mel Tucker safe?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
So
Wait. He's 2-0 against the Wonder Kid. He's 2-0 against the Savior. Of course, he's
that's
safe
not
right
hard
now.
to say though. Harbaugh has lost a lot. I mean, if
But
you're Ryan Day, you've won a bunch against Harbaugh. I mean, anyone at
no,
Ohio State.
listen. If he's not safe, if he, let's say, if he's 2 years, 2-0 against Michigan. If he's not safe, and listen, I see this shit on Facebook, and I'm glad you're on because I've been holding back. But I've been, listen, the people on Facebook right now, no, and I'm going to go 2 things. One, so-called Spartan fans on Facebook, and then the national press and say, oh, because, listen, nobody said shit last year when you had the season last year. And now people are like, oh, look what they're paying them. Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, look what they're paying him.
Yeah.
And you're 3-4.
One, state's not paying them. The ISPA is paying a hell of a lot of salary. Two, so we were singing his praises last year, and now he's had this down year, and now listen, give the guy a break. He's coming. He came in a shit situation with fucking D'Antonio. Came in during COVID. He's trying to establish the program. He's 2-0 against Michigan.
But the problem is he set the bar so high for himself. Everyone claimed Mel Tucker. You're right. There are a lot of Facebook Spartan fans, and they have touted Mel Tucker as this great savior coming in. I've seen it all over the place. And those same people, though, have quickly turned on Tucker having a 3-4 year.
Here's my thing. Screw them. Get the fuck out. Get off the bandwagon. Go home. Listen.
Okay, which is I was hoping to hear that because I still think Mel Tucker's a good coach.
Get out.
I just see a lot of people that I think are jumping the gun. He set the bar high for himself.
I'm not. No. I'm not sure. We had a great season last year. Yeah, and Kenneth Walker.
Well, you just said. I mean, D'Antonio left him shit. So considering what he was left, that's why I think the bar was set high. Because Mel Tucker fucking made diamonds out of dog shit in some regard.
No, exactly. And listen, Kenneth Walker. No, to be honest, right? I mean, and Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker's a home run. He was an absolute home run.
Right, exactly. Well, here's the thing. If we don't get Kenneth Walker last year, and to be honest, I'll admit, we had like a really things went our way last year. But if things didn't go our way last year, nobody would be talking this shit. But
and that's why
and here's the thing though, and people said, oh no, mate. And I don't know. I don't have things I can. But there are people that because he taught or he coached under Saban at LSU. LSU, and I do believe LSU was looking at him.
You think
LSU,
so?
yeah, but and, and then LSU, but who was left for LSU to get but to go after Kelly? Listen. I'm not. Listen, I don't know. I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to throw the guy under the bus. I mean, come on. He's 2-0 against Michigan. He'll be 2-1 after this. After next week, I'm going to give you that. But
But is that all? Is that all that Michigan? I mean, is that all you care about is being 2-0 against Michigan? I mean, are you telling me you could have a 1-11 season if your one wins against Michigan, then he's safe? Is that all that matters?
mate, you ever been a Spartan fan?
You're right. I haven't, and I
Hey,
never will. So I don't know what
yeah,
that's like.
yeah, but hey, listen, mate, you guys acted like you fucking won a national championship when you finally beat Ohio State last year.
You know what?
Listen.
I'll give you
Here,
that. So
wait.
is that what it's like?
Wait. Here's the thing. And listen, mate. Let's go back. I know you want to go back to when you fucking played high school teams. When Michigan goes back to the whole history when you played high school teams when you first started and you build up your great record. If you just no, I mean, but if you want to go back say 15 years, state had played more Big Ten championship games. They won more Big Ten championships. They actually made the college football playoffs before Michigan. And
Yes.
and then finally you lost how many years to Ohio State? Finally you beat Ohio State. Finally you made the playoffs. And then that was like, wow. It was like fuck, reborn. Oh, it's the second coming of fucking Christ for Michigan football. And now you're back, but I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. But not back to the same Michigan fan base that you just think that you belong there. You weren't there for so many years, and you get there once in 15, 20 years, and now you just believe you belong there.
Then
Man,
you're just like I'm not a Spartan fan.
I've never thought we belong there.
Michigan fans across the country. Now, sometimes I've been guilty of it, but I think my generation's more realistic too. But the old heads that are Michigan faithful absolutely 100% believe that they should be there every single year.
Yeah, I listen, man, and I say that, and when I say that, I don't put you in that category because you and I've sat around. On the show, you and I sit around in a bar and talk about this stuff all the time. I don't
Right.
put you in that category. I throw you in that category on the show because it's easy. It's easier to talk that way. But I don't put you in that category. I
think
don't.
there are a lot of Michigan fans though that absolutely believe that Michigan should be there every year, and I think that's why they have made such I mean, I was excited for what Michigan did last year just
I
because,
would be too.
yeah, I mean,
I,
it has been, there's no doubt it has been a struggle being a Michigan fan since Lloyd Carr left. It has been a struggle to stick with them because the bar under Lloyd Carr was definitely set high. He won a national championship. So the bar was set high. He went out. He went out. I mean, a hell of a. He went out great. I mean, he beat the Florida team, in the bowl game that they had no business beating. So, and then Rich Rod came in, and oh my god, and it's just been.
Did you share a national championship?
Oh bullshit! Yeah, whatever.
Hey! Come on! You know I'd have to throw that in.
Yeah, but still, but it has been a long time coming for Michigan fans to get back to this spot. Whereas Michigan State was never. I mean, they were never like perennially used to being at the top. They had a hell of a long.
Yeah. Maybe when I was 2 and 3 years old.
Right. Yeah. So again, they're not traditionally used to being at the top, and so Michigan, more or less, was used to being at the top, and so I think that this stretch has hurt. It's hurt a lot of Michigan fans, and so now that. But again, a lot of Michigan fans, and I will say, a lot of them are quick to jump the gun, also saying, "Oh my God, the program is back." Hold on, we had one good year, and we're having another good year right now. But let's not get complacent and forget all of the shit that we have done since Rich Rod. So, yeah.
Mate, yeah, hey, mate, no, I agree. No, listen, I agree. That's what I love. Mate, this is no different than you and I talking in a bar.
Right.
I love doing that. I just love doing that here because it's just fun. It's just, but no, yeah. I mean, to be honest, mate. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even. I'm not even gonna preconceived notion that we have a chance. Like Saturday, there is none. There's no preconceived notion that we have a chance.
So now, see,
But
because
but
it's a rivalry game, I think.
yeah, but listen. Let's go. Let's look back in the past. Yeah, states won some rivalry games that we shouldn't have won. But there's many rivalry games that we've always got killed when we should get killed. And I don't think it's ever been reversed. So I'm just saying I have no preconceived notions. So I'm not gonna come on yeah we don't have a chance in this one. We don't. But as I said before, guys, is this one?
What's that?
I said
Still there? Oh,
God help. Yeah, I'm still here. You still?
there we go.
Sorry, I got something going. Just God damn it. The same. You still there? You there?
Yep.
I said, God help Harbaugh if he loses this one.
Absolutely. Yeah. If he
Yeah.
loses this one, I don't know. Well, what pisses me off is his job is probably still safe because he won Ohio State and all that, but just he has to beat Michigan State. There's no two ways around it. He has to beat Michigan State. He has to, expound from last year. He cannot go backwards this year. Not every year is going to be, not every year is going to be these years.
Okay, but it's okay. All right, let me ask you this: going back on next year or last year. So are you saying he has to beat Ohio State?
Yes. And now let me tell you,
if he loses,
I personally, I don't think he has to.
He has to beat Ohio State.
I don't think he has to, but I think by and large, the feeling around it with a lot of other Michigan fans, and truthfully, maybe internally, I don't know, is that he's going to have to beat Ohio State. If he loses another one to Ohio State, God forbid, if he loses Michigan State and Ohio State, I don't care what he does the rest of the way. It's game over. So,
listen, I will settle you down. He won't lose to Michigan State. I'm just asking about the Ohio State. Here's my thing about Ohio State. Jim made I think you could the best hire they ever made recently was when they went out and got Jim Knowles. when they went out and got their defensive coordinator from Oklahoma State. That's a different defense than it was last year. And I'm not saying Michigan can't, but I'm just saying it's a different defense than it was last year.
It is, but I think Michigan is up to the task to make it. I think Michigan has just as strong of a chance to beat them this year as they did last year. But again, it's still that monkey off the back that I just don't know. They did it once. I don't know if they can repeat
Mm.
it. But the problem with Harbaugh having won that game, he proved that it can be won, and now all of a sudden the rest of Michigan is going to want. They're going to say, "Hey, he can win it. He better win it again." And I don't think we're going to beat Ohio State this year. I think we still have a chance. Just we do have a talented team, but
Oh, listen, I think you have a chance. I think you have a good chance.
I
But
will have to admit I do
but
think we are going to absolutely destroy Michigan State.
so
Uh,
do I. Come on, I'm not. I'm not. I'm
yeah,
not. Listen, I didn't come on this show to like hype up Michigan State because I know we're going to get our ass beat. That's a given.
yeah, I do think this one's gonna hurt. Um, but I'm curious. I haven't seen a line yet. Has
Yeah, no.
so I saw some I don't know whether some fan or voted on type stuff. Seemed like maybe people thought the line would be somewhere around 3 touchdowns. I don't know. But
Oh,
that's
I don't know. If it's 3 touchdowns, I don't know. That's one of those. It's in the.
Yeah, I've seen a couple things
I,
where it was
I
like minus 22 is, kind of I don't know what it's going to open. I mean, realistically if I were to put in a rivalry game like this, I mean, I realistically would still think that this should be somewhere in that 14 and a half to
yeah,
17 and a half range.
yeah. To be honest, and if and I haven't got into it the Facebook crowd yet, but I will soon. If
Yeah.
no, if we lose by 14 to this Michigan team with the Spartan team we have, oh man, what I'll take that as a fucking badge of honor. I
Yeah.
think that I think this game I think this game could get ugly,
I
and I think it could. To be honest, I think it could. You don't you don't have the passing offense, and maybe you'll unleash it against Michigan State, but you ought to. But you don't have the passing offense that Ohio State does, and Ohio State basically destroyed us.
see, and that's one thing that just upsets me watching Michigan football is the talent that we have. McCarthy is obviously more than talented enough to throw the ball, and we have a great group of wide receivers. Ronnie Bell is a stud as in the slot. Um, we have Roman Wilson and Cornelius Johnson. We have a bunch of wide receivers. They just don't unleash them. And it's just like Harbaugh is just so he's like, you know what? I just want to run the ball. I just
Yeah.
want to run the ball. And that mentality is what's going to keep us from one that will ultimately keep us from beating Ohio State if they don't
And,
admit that hey, you know what? If they close the run and say we're not letting you run the ball, Harbaugh is just going to be like, I'm going to keep trying to run the ball.
yeah.
And that's why teams like Ohio State and Alabama and all that, that's why they always win because they're not beholden to any tradition of we're this has always been a run the ball school. No, they say we win school and we're going to do whatever it takes to win. And that's
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
well, well, Alabama used to go until they started losing, and then they fucked that. Yeah, a couple of things. Here's the one thing that scares me about Ohio State is, mate, uh, and Jigma. and Jigma Smith hasn't played the whole fucking year, and he's
And
due back.
yeah, and
And,
to think how
yeah,
good he is and how good that team is without him
yeah,
is, yeah,
that yeah, and then
concerning.
I was looking at something, and I can't remember who they were talking about, quarterbacks or whatever, but I didn't realize the Brian Dable, the Giants coach, and then he was the Bills offensive coordinator. Like 3 years ago or whatever, he was Alabama's offensive.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, I said, yeah, they're just putting up. They're just throwing up all these things like Alabama coordinators that have gone to all these different places. I'm like,
Yeah,
didn't he really?
the laundry list of people that they've, you know, put into positions
Mate,
from, yeah. I
what
did
what
not know that.
it was, they call it like rehab you. Sarkeesian gets fired. He comes in. He no,
Oh,
Sarkeesian gets
yeah.
fired. Kiffin gets fired. They go there. They start out as a not a coordinator. They start out as a not an assistant either. It's like a consultant. Kiffin was a consultant, and then he moves into offensive coordinator. Sarkeesian, he gets fired by USC. He comes to Alabama. He's a consultant. Dayball, he was there. He was offensive coordinator. That that was Saban's thing, wasn't it? I don't. O'Brien gets fired from the
Yeah.
NFL, comes here as a consultant or offensive coordinator, mate, and then and then and not, but then Michigan, and Baltimore, they just keep trading people.
Yeah, basically.
Michigan, the Ravens.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
hey,
Harbaugh brothers are just, you know, yeah, they're just switching out pieces between each themselves.
but yeah, and then I can't. I don't know if he was a Michigan's defensive coordinator, but I know he's Paul was like Wink Martindale. Then he went to I can't remember. He went Giants or Ravens or Giants. Yeah, it's just funny. It's like yeah, those two just keep trading
Yeah.
coaches back and forth. I don't know. Like, yeah, mate. To be honest, I think yeah, mate, you're gonna get us this year, or you better get us. You better get us this year.
There's no reason Michigan shouldn't win this game. I can't foresee anything. The offense is strong. Um, I was really, and I mean, I think most people were probably pretty impressed with how Michigan played against Penn State. Um, and for a lot of people, I think that was maybe Michigan's test game. I thought it was personally against Iowa's defense, and even I'll give credit to Maryland. But you know, you say all the scrub teams that Michigan played. If nothing else, we would have thought that okay, Penn State's their test game. They tested pretty well. Um, so you know there is always there is always the rivalry factor that is going to worry me with Michigan State. Um, you know, that will always be a part of it. Um, but that's just you're not the same team that you were last year. Even you know you don't have Kenneth Walker. That's obviously a big loss there. I I still and maybe you know being that you follow them a little bit closer, obviously. Peyton Thorne, what happened?
I don't know.
Can you
No,
shed any light on that? Because
no.
I mean, obviously, I follow Michigan, I follow Michigan State. It's
I
probably the two closest teams I follow. What I mean, is it really just losing Kenneth Walker and having that much of a safety net? Did he just lose a ton of confidence, or I mean, is it the weapons are? It's not like the weapons are awful around him. I mean, he still has weapons. What's going on?
yeah. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. And earlier, like the first two or three games of the season, I know Rico on the Valenti show broke something down that made sense at the time, but it makes no sense anymore. He was like, yeah, you know, if he's throwing to like these two guys, yeah, he's completing 75% of passes. If he's throwing to this guy, he's like, for whatever reason, it's like one of the freshmen or whatever. He's not complete. He's like completing 33% of his passes. Don't know what it is, mate. I listen. I know, and I to be honest, I haven't looked that closely into. I know going into the season, it we had no offensive line depth, and if anybody got hurt, then we were basically screwed, and that could be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, hey, give me at this point. Throw Kim in there. Just throw Kim in there. Just I don't know. Give me
I
something.
mean, I don't. Yeah, I.
But again, but I'll go back to this. So it must. I think a lot has to do with the offensive line because listen, we got Berger from running back from Wisconsin that was really good, and we
Yep.
got a Broussard who 2 years ago was the Pac-12 Player of the Year, and we can't seem to run the ball. And Michigan State, man, if we can't run the ball, then we suck. So
Yeah, those. I mean, Michigan State are a lot alike in those things. I mean, where they do want to run the ball. I mean, they want to run the ball first, and they want to try to run it effectively. I've just been surprised at Thorne's, inconsistencies this year.
and
And
but
I
also
still just like earlier in the year, and I think that's why I was still just I was even higher on Michigan State, is because I just kept like thinking, okay, it's going to kick in for him. It's going to kick in for him, and it just hasn't really kicked in like people thought it was going to. At least I thought it was going to.
yeah. And then like the wide receiver, the big wide receiver, he was hurt for a lot of the year. Man, it's just. But again, it doesn't. I don't really think it matters because our defense is still bad. Our defensive secondary is still bad. So hey,
Yes, yeah.
we'll see. And listen, hey, you guys are another good year. I'm not. I mean, I knew. I didn't have a lot of hope for this year, to be honest. But I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on Tuck yet. And hey, listen, it's not my money. It's Michigan State's money. It's coming. And this is the thing. People, do you know who's paying the money? Do, do you know the guy that's paying the money?
No, I don't think I do.
And this is what it's this guy Matt Ishba. He was like he's like in the early '90s. He was a no, he's a walk on. He's a walk on Michigan State's basketball team. He's a walk.
So,
No, he
I
was a
mean, he
walk.
just
He was a walk on that basically rode the bench for Izzo. He went
okay.
to, he went to Michigan State, got a finance degree. Went into listen, I don't know what, but he went in like either hedge fund, hedge funds or whatever finance. The guy made
Made
himself
some money,
the guy made himself a billionaire, and
and so he just decided
he's
that
like, hey, I'm giving back to the university. Hey, I like this guy. He's at hey, I, him and another guy. I don't know the other guy. Him and another guy basically said, yeah, hey, sign him. We'll pay for most, which is kind of like the going thing now in sports. Look at Auburn. Look at Auburn.
yeah,
I mean, it's the same thing. Two or three boosters want that coach gone, and we'll see what happens. But no, but that was it. It's like the one guy. I just find it funny. The guy that rode the bench at Michigan State basketball that basically took his education and made it rich and said, instead of going off and doing whatever, all right, hey,
just
I like
said, hey, I got a bunch of money, and I want to pick the next coach at Michigan State, or I want to pay him.
well, or I don't want to lose him.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, let's go ahead. Listen, we didn't pay. Listen, we had Saban. Didn't want to pay him. Didn't want to pay him $5 million. So he fucked off and went to LSU. Man, I'm not sure that was a great move or not. And then D'Antonio, but then D'Antonio decided he didn't want to coach the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So and
I still
listen,
think Mel Tucker's a
but
good coach. There's no
but
doubt.
but 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 but, but I'll go this. But here's the thing: though, Michigan. But hey, Michigan brought back the savior and paid him a lot of money, and then after 3 or 4 years of shit or whatever, how many years of shit? I'm not saying shit, but how many years of not beating Ohio State and losing Michigan
Right.
State? They're like, hey, no, oh, you want to stay? Give us some money back.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
and,
now he's basically. I mean, I think though now that
right,
he had the season that he had, he's basically
right, yeah,
he's
but that's
cashed
the thing though.
tickets.
They were ready to get rid of him, and basically said, yeah, we'll have you back, but you're going to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
And if he didn't have the if you lost, let's say if you lost Ohio State last year, you would have been fired.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I think I do think that that's the position that he was in. It was the last straw
yeah,
of you got to do it or you're gone. Yeah.
yeah, and listen, I good on him, but good on him. But I think it's a little bit disingenuous though. When he got his bonus, he's like, oh, I'm gonna give that to the athletic department because
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on. How much money did you make? No, I'm not. How much money did you make at San Francisco? How much money have you made at Stanford, San Francisco, whatever? They're giving you a few 100,000, whatever, is a million. You're like, right. He's like, all right, oh man, good on you for doing it. I'll give him credit for doing it, but I'm not gonna say, ooh, look, ooh.
Well, yeah, it meant nothing to his pocketbook.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It wasn't like it's a nice gesture,
It's a nice gesture,
but
and I give him credit for that.
it
But
didn't scratch the surface of his wealth.
exactly.
Yeah, no, it meant nothing to him in terms of what he can afford and all that. No.
But it gave him a lot of good press.
Oh yeah, I'll give him credit for that. Sure, why not?
But all right, mate. Mate, hey, we've gone on for a while.
All right,
Oh, yeah, man.
next week we'll be back. Spreads
Oh,
will be out.
yes.
We'll know where we're at.
All right, yeah. Before we do that, a couple of things, mate. Last week, if people don't know, you and me and Legion of Pigs were in the William Hill football contest. We
Yep.
went 6-2 last week. Kind of moved up. We still have an outside chance. If you have like the same weeks, we have an outside chance of, I don't know, at least being something we can brag about. I mean, but we're moving up there. I mean, we
We've
are.
had, well, I've been impressed with our weeks. I mean, have we really had a quote unquote bad week?
I think we had 1 3-5 week.
Did we have one that bad?
I think we had a 3-5 week, and two. I think was it 2 weeks ago we were looking really good. We were 4-1 going into.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and then we got a couple of bad breaks. Ended up 4-4, but we're doing all right. Hey, and I don't know if you noticed, but like our William Hill picks, mate, we're still. But we went from, I think last week we're like 1,048, tied for 1,048, and we're up to like tied for like 300.
Yeah, that was a huge boost.
And
There's
we're
also
tied,
a shitload of teams in that too, So I mean,
well, there's 94. I looked at, mate, and we were that missed field goal, the missed field goal away at the end of the Dallas game. We're going 5-0.
so we've
We were there's not if you go to the circuit contest, there's 94 pages. There's 94 PDF pages
94. Holy shit!
of entries. I think there's like 40 or 50 on a page. There's 94 pages of entries for the circuit contest. We're, we're not close to the top. but we're on page 8.
That's
So
that's
if,
not bad at all.
so if you think of 94 pages of entries, and we're on page 8,
All right,
and
we're
and
doing
and,
something good.
and yeah. So I think we'll be looking good this week. Looking good in college. I think I like our man. I'm not gonna say that. No. Last time you and I sat around said we looked at our college. We loved our college picks. It wasn't good.
Well,
But
let's just hope we have. Let's just hope we have a good showing. We'll just.
but but I was looking. We were 6-2 last week, and I looked at like a lot because we moved up, and I looked at a lot. A lot of people are going 4-4. I think we got. I think this week 5. I think we got like 4 weeks left. Maybe if we could throw out some 6-2, 7-1 weeks, we'll be moving up. So look for that, and
Maybe a shot.
come back next week. Uh, come back next week because I'm sure the day before the big game,
We will have our official.
we'll have fireworks.
We'll have
It
our
might, it might have nothing to do with the game, but
official
we'll have fireworks.
breakdowns for the game.
All right. Yeah, well, you will. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we're gonna
All right,
lose.
I'll have my official breakdown for the game.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna lose. All right. Hey, thanks, Ross. Thanks a lot. Hey, I enjoy this.
Absolutely, I loved it.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right, see ya.